applying for a green card under the EB2NIW category, involves a lot of documents. Yes, it does involve a lot of documents. But today I'm here to break it down just to give you an idea of all the forms that you need to complete in order to successfully apply for your green card. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ozzy, and if this is your very first time, you're welcome to my channel. This is the channel that I created to talk about my experience applying for a green card without the help of any lawyers or any sponsors under the employment-based second preference national interest waiver category, otherwise called the EB2NIW category. And today I'll be telling you a quick list of all the different forms you need to complete to successfully apply for your green card under the EB2NIW category. This is going to be a cheat sheet for you. A lot of you are getting ready to turn in your applications, and so I just want to give you a cheat sheet to all the forms that you need to turn in order to successfully apply for your green card under the EB2NIW category. But before we go on today, if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. It's absolutely free. And if you'd like to be the first to know every time I upload a new video, just click on the bell sign. You'll get a notification in your email every time I upload a new video. So today's video is going to be really quick. I'm going to give you a list of all the forms, right? I know applying for a green card can be a little confusing for some people because they're like, oh my God, it's a lot of forms to turn in. Applying for a green card under the EB2NIW category, involves a lot of documents. Yes, it does involve a lot of documents. But today I'm here to break it down just to give you an idea of all the forms that you need to complete in order to successfully apply for your green card. So this checklist that I'm creating today is for individuals who are already in the United States. The very first one is the form I-140, which is a petition for alien worker, right? Now this is the very first form that you need to fill out. Of course, you're going to write a petition letter and you're going to attach all the evidence that go to show that you actually qualify for this category. All that evidence will go with the form I-140, which is a petition for alien worker. All right. The second important form is the form I-485, and this is the application for adjustment of status. It's also another important form because this is the form that you'd utilize if you're adjusting status, going from a non-immigrant status to a green card, and you'd have to fill out the form I-485. And this is actually for people who are already in the United States. All right. So this checklist that I'm creating today is for individuals who are already in the United States. First, you fill out the I-140, form I-140, and next you fill out the form I-485. So that's the second form that you fill out. Now the third form I'm going to mention here is the form I-693, which is your medical checks and vaccination records. All right. So we know that USCIS wants to make sure that you're not bringing any communicable diseases into the United States, and so they have a list of diseases that they want you to screen for, and so you're going to put that information, using the form I-693. So now I've said three forms: I-140, I-485, I-693. These forms are important when applying for your green card under the EB2NIW category. All right. Now, the fourth form I'm going to talk about is optional actually, but I always encourage people to apply for this because it's the application for employment authorization using the form I-765. Why do I tell people to always put in this form? The reason why I tell people to put in this form is because most likely it's going to take several months for USCIS to reach a decision on your case. I always encourage people to include the form I-765, which is the application for employment authorization, when they're applying for the adjustment of status using the form I-485. Now, the reason why I say this is because it's absolutely free to apply for employment authorization, once you're also applying for adjustment of status. And so it's two for the price of one. The reason is because it's probably going to take USCIS a lot of months to go through your application and come to a decision. And while they're going through your application, you want to be able to work. Go ahead and include that form I-765 to your application for adjustment of status, and that is good. You're good to go. All right. The fifth form I'm going to talk about is the application for advanced parole. Now, I always also advise people to apply for advanced parole every time they're also adjusting their status. The reason why I say this is because, again, it's probably going to take a lot of months for USCIS to come to a decision, and if you need to travel out of the US while your application is pending, then you need to apply for advanced parole or a travel document. If you're going to apply for adjustment of status using the form I-485, you might as well include the forms I-765 for employment authorization, as well as the form I-131 for application for a travel document or advanced parole. All right. So these are the five forms that I've mentioned so far: from I-140, from I-485, from I-693, from I-765, form I-131. All right. These five forms are really essential when putting together your application for your green card under the EB2NIW category. So this is just like a checklist for you. Now, the sixth form I'm going to talk about is very, very essential, and that is the ETA 9089. All right. Make sure that you include the ETA 9089 with your application as well. Now, what is the ETA 9089? The ETA 9089 is a form issued by the Department of Labor, and it's for permanent employment certification. Now, the cool thing about EB2NIW application is that you don't need your employer to sponsor this category of green cards. However, you need to fill out certain sections of the ETA 9089 form. You need to fill out sections J, K, and L of the ETA 9089 form. And what are these sections about? Section J is actually your information. So your address, your name, date of birth, things like that. That's what is in section J. Go ahead and fill out section K, which is all about your work experience. And so you're going to put all of that in section K. The section L of the ETA 9089 is actually your declaration. So you're declaring under penalty of perjury that everything you've put in sections J, which is all your information, as well as section K, which is your work information, is true. All right. So these are the three sections that you have to fill out on the ETA 9089 form. All right. So it's super easy. That's all you have to fill out. So remember that for all of these forms, you have to include 2 passport photographs. Also make sure that you check the correct fee for each of these forms. You want to make sure that you're sending in the right fee for each of the forms. All right. So let's go through the forms again. So you either fill out sections J, K, and L of the ETA 9089, or you fill out section B of ETA 750. All right, so that's super easy. That's all you need to know. All right, so the 7th form I'm going to talk about is G1145. All right, if you'd like to get a notification of your application acceptance, then you can go ahead and submit the form G1145. Basically, you're putting your email and your phone number. So if you'd like to get a notification from USCIS to say that they've accepted your application, go ahead and include the form G1145. And of course, that is totally optional. You can do that if you want. If you don't want to do that, that is fine as well. You will be getting your notification in your regular US postal mail as well. All right. So in summary, let me go over all the forms that I talked about that you need to make sure that you're finally going to include when you're getting ready to apply for your EB2NIW green card application. All right. The very first thing I said is the form I-140. That is not optional. You have to submit the form I-140, which is application for alien worker. And of course, go ahead and submit all the evidence that you need that go along with that form. The second form is I-485. Of course, that's not optional. This form is actually for adjustment of status if you're already in the United States. Once your I-140 is approved, you can then go ahead and file for the I-485. Now, there are 2 ways to do it. You can submit your I-140 and get an approval first, and then submit your I-485, or you can submit your I-140 and your I-485 together. It's called filing concurrently, okay? So make sure that when you submit these forms that you also attach all the required evidence for these applications. Now, the next form I talked about, the number 3, is form I-693, which is, your medical checks and vaccination records. You want to make sure that you go ahead and complete that form. Take it to a civil surgeon in your area. There are designated civil surgeons that do this. And of course, you go ahead and make sure that you meet those requirements as well using the form I-693. The fourth form that I talked about is form I-765, which is application for employment authorization. This is totally optional, but I always encourage people to also include this in their applications. You never know how long the process is going to take, and you want to have authorization to work. Make sure that you turn in the form I-131. This is optional as well, but I did this as well because I wanted to also apply for advanced parole or travel document just in case I needed to travel while my application was pending. All right. Make sure to include ETA 9089. You need to only fill out sections J, K, and L of ETA 9089 or Part B of ETA 750. All right. I know it's quite a mouthful. And of course, the 7th form I talked about is the G1145. And that is actually your notification of application acceptance from USCIS. What that form really means is that if you want to get a notification that USCIS has received and accepted your application, you may want to go ahead and fill that form as well. All right. Okay. So we've come to the end of this episode. I also offer Zoom classes so I can answer your questions in real time. If you want to be part of those Zoom classes, go ahead and click in the description portion of my video. You'll see a link to all the classes I offer using Zoom for the EB2NIW green card application process. All right. If you're interested in my EB2NIW toolkit, which I put together to help individuals who are qualified successfully apply for their green cards, the EB2NIW toolkit contains all the documents I submitted, templates to help you get started, and every single thing you need to know about the EB2NIW process. If you're interested in that toolkit, of course, look in the description portion of this video and you have that information as well. I know this is a lot to take in. If you have questions, go ahead and ask in the comment section. I'll be very happy to answer your questions. If you're in the process of putting your application together and you need a second pair of eyes to look at your petition letter and things like that, I also offer consultation services as well to help you look through your petition letter and make sure everything is in order. If you'd like for me to go through your petition letter, I also have a link link in the description portion with which you can use to schedule an appointment, and I'll be happy to do that for you as well. All right, we've come to the end of this video. If you love this video, of course, please give it a thumbs up, and of course, share it with your friends and family. See you on the next video, and have a great day. Bye-bye.